Imagine walking through your morning, and each step feels lighter, as though your legs remember the ease they had decades ago. For many over 60, leg circulation is no longer effortless. Fatty deposits, inflammation, and sluggish blood flow quietly accumulate over the years, limiting mobility, reducing energy, and increasing the risk of serious cardiovascular events. Yet, the body has an incredible capacity to restore itself when guided thoughtfully. What if 5 simple, everyday foods could awaken this latent potential, unclog arteries, and restore the flow of life to your legs more effectively than any complex regimen? Blood moves in a rhythm, a pulse of life that nourishes every tissue, yet it is sensitive to both lifestyle and diet. As we age, arteries can stiffen, plaque can form, and the delicate endothelium, the lining of our blood vessels, becomes less responsive to signals that maintain elasticity. The result is reduced circulation, especially in the extremities, where legs bear the brunt of gravity. Nature, however, has encoded remedies within common foods, compounds that quietly modulate inflammation, dissolve minor arterial buildup, and enhance nitric oxide production, allowing blood vessels to dilate and deliver oxygen efficiently. Certain leafy greens, for instance, are more than a source of vitamins. They are biochemical messengers. Nitrates found in these vegetables convert into nitric oxide, a molecule that instructs arteries to relax and expand, improving flow to even the most distant capillaries. Berries, with their concentrated polyphenols, act as antioxidants, reducing oxidative stress that damages vessel walls and encourages plaque formation. Garlic and onions release organosulfur compounds, which help modulate cholesterol levels, inhibit platelet aggregation, and subtly enhance arterial elasticity. Nuts and seeds bring healthy fats and micronutrients that balance inflammation while promoting endothelial health, reinforcing the walls of blood vessels from within. And oily fish, abundant in omega-3 fatty acids, reduces triglycerides, calms inflammatory pathways, and gently shifts the blood toward fluidity without thinning it dangerously. These foods work synergistically, not as isolated agents, but as part of a complex network of biochemical communication. They tell the body that it is safe to repair, that energy can be redistributed, that arteries can regain resilience. Leg muscles, long deprived of optimal perfusion, receive oxygen and nutrients more efficiently, reducing fatigue, cramping, and the heavy sensation that often accompanies aging. Even subtle changes, like walking a few extra steps without discomfort, reflect profound internal transformations at the level of cells, capillaries, and arterial walls. What makes this approach remarkable is its simplicity. The compounds in these foods speak directly to the body's innate repair systems without overwhelming them, avoiding harsh interventions or aggressive medications unless necessary. With consistent, thoughtful consumption, circulation improves gradually, quietly restoring vitality, strength, and confidence in movement. It is a reminder that the body is not a machine to be pushed, but a living network that thrives when nourished intelligently. In the interplay between diet, circulation, and aging, these 5 foods become more than nutrition. They are instruments of restoration. Each bite sends signals of repair, resilience, and life, encouraging arteries to clear gently, muscles to rejuvenate, and blood to flow as it once did. For those over 60, understanding and embracing this natural wisdom can transform movement from a chore back into a rhythm of vitality, revealing that even in later years, the body is capable of remarkable recovery and profound well-being. As we age, the body's circulatory system undergoes subtle but profound changes, particularly in the arteries that carry blood to the extremities.
After 60, many people notice that their legs feel heavy, fatigued, or tingly after minimal exertion, and these sensations are often the first signs of declining circulation. This decline is not random. It is rooted in the natural stiffening of arterial walls, the gradual buildup of plaque, and the reduced responsiveness of endothelial cells lining the vessels. The arteries, once flexible and resilient, begin to lose elasticity over time, making it harder for them to expand and contract in response to the rhythmic flow of the heart. This reduced flexibility slows the delivery of oxygen-rich blood to muscles, nerves, and connective tissue in the legs, creating a sense of heaviness and sometimes discomfort that can interfere with daily movement. Plaque formation, a consequence of long-term exposure to cholesterol, oxidative stress, and inflammation, compounds the problem. These deposits narrow the lumen of arteries, increasing resistance to blood flow and forcing the heart to work harder to maintain circulation. The result is a slower, more labored delivery of nutrients to the tissues that rely on them most, particularly the lower extremities. Even small reductions in arterial diameter can have significant effects on blood flow, which is why legs often experience early signs of circulatory compromise. Muscle fatigue, cramps, and coldness are not merely inconveniences, they reflect a deeper physiological challenge that develops gradually over decades. The endothelium, the thin layer of cells lining the arteries, plays a central role in maintaining vascular health, yet it too becomes less responsive with age. These cells produce nitric oxide and other signaling molecules that instruct arteries to relax, dilate, and adjust blood pressure according to demand. When endothelial function declines, the body loses its ability to regulate blood flow effectively, particularly during activity. Muscles may receive only a fraction of the oxygen and nutrients they require, which can slow movement, reduce stamina, and increase the perception of heaviness. The nervous system also responds to these changes, sometimes signaling pain, tingling, or numbness, which further discourages activity and creates a cycle of reduced circulation and diminished muscle tone. This process is not inevitable, however, and the body retains a remarkable capacity for adaptation even after 60. Early interventions, lifestyle adjustments, and dietary strategies can help restore some of the elasticity and responsiveness that naturally decline with age. Understanding the underlying mechanisms, arterial stiffening, plaque buildup, and endothelial decline helps individuals take intentional steps to support circulation in the legs, reduce fatigue, and maintain independence. Recognizing that these changes are part of a gradual physiological shift rather than a sudden failure helps foster a sense of agency, allowing the body to be guided gently back toward balance, energy, and resilience through informed, consistent care and nourishment.
Leafy greens are often celebrated for their vitamins and minerals, but their impact on circulation, especially after 60, extends far beyond simple nutrition. These vegetables contain naturally occurring nitrates, compounds that the body transforms into nitric oxide, a signaling molecule that plays a critical role in vascular health. Nitric oxide instructs blood vessels to relax and expand, improving their flexibility and allowing blood to flow more freely to muscles, organs, and extremities. After 60, when arteries begin to stiffen and lose some of their natural elasticity, this mechanism becomes particularly important. The ability to dilate effectively is essential for maintaining oxygen delivery to the legs, preventing fatigue, and supporting overall mobility. Nitric oxide production is a subtle yet powerful process. As nitrates from leafy greens are metabolized, they stimulate endothelial cells lining the arteries to release nitric oxide, which relaxes smooth muscle and reduces resistance in the vessels. This dilation improves perfusion in the legs, where circulatory deficiencies often manifest as fatigue, heaviness, or cramps. The effect is not instantaneous, but builds over consistent consumption, creating an environment in which arteries regain some of the flexibility lost to aging. It also reduces strain on the heart, as blood can circulate more easily without requiring excessive pressure. For older adults, this combination of improved vascular tone and reduced cardiac workload has profound implications for daily activity, energy, and overall cardiovascular resilience. Beyond the immediate mechanical effects, nitrates in leafy greens contribute to long-term vascular health by modulating inflammation and oxidative stress. Aging arteries are particularly susceptible to oxidative damage, which can impair endothelial function and accelerate plaque formation. Nitric oxide counteracts these effects by enhancing antioxidant defenses and promoting cellular signaling that maintains vessel integrity. Regular intake of nitrate-rich greens, such as spinach, arugula, and beet greens, supports this protective network, creating conditions that encourage both flexibility and resilience in the vascular system. This is crucial for the legs, which are often the first to experience the consequences of reduced blood flow, including cramping, heaviness, and delayed recovery from exertion. The interaction between diet and circulation is a reflection of the body's dynamic adaptability. Nitric oxide generated from leafy greens does not act in isolation. It works synergistically with other compounds in the diet, moderate exercise, and proper hydration to enhance overall vascular function. For someone over 60, this means that simple, consistent dietary choices can produce measurable effects on leg circulation, contributing to improved mobility, endurance, and comfort in daily life. The body, when supplied with the right biochemical signals, responds with renewed efficiency, highlighting the importance of precision and thoughtfulness in nutrition. Incorporating nitrate-rich leafy greens into the diet is more than a habit. It is an intervention that speaks directly to the body's natural mechanisms for maintaining arterial flexibility. By enhancing nitric oxide production, these vegetables help unclog the pathways of circulation, delivering oxygen and nutrients to tissues that need them most. This process not only alleviates the discomfort associated with poor leg circulation, but also reinforces the body's innate ability to adapt, repair, and thrive, providing a foundational strategy for sustaining vascular health and overall vitality in the later decades of life. Berries, garlic, and onions are more than flavorful additions to a meal. They are biochemical tools that communicate directly with the body's circulatory system, particularly for those over 60 who face the challenges of reduced blood flow. Polyphenols in berries act as potent antioxidants, neutralizing free radicals that accumulate over decades and damage the delicate lining of arteries. This oxidative stress contributes to stiffening, plaque formation, and inflammation, all of which impede smooth blood flow. By counteracting these processes, polyphenols help preserve endothelial function, allowing arteries to remain responsive and flexible. The result is improved perfusion to the legs, where circulatory deficiencies often manifest as fatigue, heaviness, or cramps. Garlic and onions carry organosulfur compounds, substances that influence cholesterol metabolism, platelet function, and inflammatory signaling. High cholesterol and chronic inflammation are key contributors to arterial narrowing and plaque formation, particularly in older adults. These compounds help inhibit the aggregation of platelets, reducing the risk of microclots that can further restrict blood flow. They also modulate lipid metabolism, subtly lowering LDL cholesterol and supporting the maintenance of cleaner, more elastic arteries. In combination, these effects create an environment where blood can move more freely, oxygen can reach distant tissues efficiently, and the body can function with less strain on the heart and vascular system. The benefits of these foods extend beyond chemical action to synergistic effects on vascular health.
Antioxidants in berries complement the anti-inflammatory and cholesterol-modulating properties of garlic, and onions create a network of support that strengthens the circulatory system on multiple fronts. This synergy is particularly important in the legs, which are often the first to experience poor circulation because they are farthest from the heart and constantly working against gravity. Improved blood flow not only reduces fatigue, but also enhances nutrient delivery to muscles and connective tissues, supporting mobility and resilience in daily activities. Inflammation is a hidden adversary in circulatory decline. Chronic low-level inflammation, common in aging, signals the body to store fat and maintain arterial rigidity as a protective mechanism. The polyphenols and organosulfur compounds in these foods help quiet this inflammatory signaling, allowing arteries to relax and recover their flexibility. This quiet biochemical communication tells the body that it is safe to restore balance rather than remain in a defensive state, which is crucial for sustained improvements in circulation. Incorporating berries, garlic, and onions consistently into the diet transforms them from mere ingredients to active agents of vascular restoration. Their compounds do not simply act in isolation, they engage in complex interactions with the endothelium, blood cells, and hormonal pathways to support arterial health. Over time, regular consumption can improve oxygen delivery, reduce the risk of clots, minimize stiffness, and enhance the overall efficiency of blood flow to the legs. This approach demonstrates how thoughtful dietary choices can influence the body's innate capacity for repair, providing tangible benefits for circulation, mobility, and quality of life in later years, while working harmoniously with the body's natural systems rather than relying on aggressive interventions.
Healthy fats and micronutrients from nuts, seeds, and omega-3 rich fish play a profound role in supporting circulation, particularly in the legs of those over 60. These foods deliver more than calories. They provide biochemical signals that influence inflammation, endothelial function, and the elasticity of arteries. Nuts and seeds are rich in monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, magnesium, vitamin E, and other micronutrients that help stabilize blood vessels and reduce oxidative stress. Oxidative stress damages the delicate endothelial lining of arteries, making them less able to dilate in response to blood flow demands. By counteracting this stress, these nutrients improve the ability of arteries to expand, allowing oxygen and nutrients to reach the legs efficiently and reducing the sensation of heaviness or fatigue that often accompanies aging. Omega-3 fatty acids from fish, such as salmon, mackerel, or sardines, complement the effects of plant-based fats. These long-chain polyunsaturated fats reduce inflammation in the vascular system by modulating signaling pathways and decreasing the production of inflammatory molecules. Chronic inflammation contributes to arterial stiffness and plaque accumulation, particularly in older adults, and can impede blood flow to extremities. By counteracting this stress, these nutrients improve the ability of arteries to expand, allowing oxygen and nutrients to reach the legs efficiently, and reducing the sensation of heaviness or fatigue that often accompanies aging. Micronutrients present in nuts, seeds, and fish further reinforce circulation by supporting enzymatic processes and cellular signaling critical to vascular function. Magnesium, potassium, and certain B vitamins help regulate blood pressure and improve the responsiveness of the arterial walls. Vitamin E, a potent antioxidant, protects endothelial cells from oxidative damage, preserving their capacity to release nitric oxide and maintain vessel dilation. When these micronutrients are consistently supplied through diet, the arteries experience less wear and tear, allowing circulation to remain steady and reliable even in the lower extremities. The synergistic effect of healthy fats and micronutrients also extends to the blood itself. Omega-3 fatty acids influence platelet aggregation, reducing the tendency for microclots to form and ensuring that blood flows smoothly through arteries narrowed by age-related changes. Combined with reduced oxidative stress and inflammation, this creates an environment in which circulation to the legs is optimized, promoting energy delivery, reducing cramping, and enhancing overall mobility. Over time, the benefits of these foods become cumulative. Regular intake of nuts, seeds, and fatty fish signals the body that it is safe to repair and maintain the vascular system. Arteries regain flexibility, endothelial function improves, and the legs receive the nutrients and oxygen they need to function optimally. The calming effect on inflammation, combined with improved elasticity and smooth blood flow, allows the body to restore circulation gradually yet consistently, highlighting how simple, nutrient-rich foods can have a powerful impact on vascular health and leg vitality in later life. Consistent consumption of nutrient-dense, circulation-supporting foods works in a way that is both subtle and profound, especially for those over 60. Precision nourishment, delivering the right compounds in the right amounts, communicates to the body that it is safe to repair, adapt, and function optimally. Unlike extreme measures such as harsh fasting or overly restrictive diets, which often trigger stress responses and protective mechanisms. When the body perceives a lack of food or irregular nutrient intake, it activates defensive systems, releasing cortisol and other stress hormones that constrict blood vessels, reduce oxygen delivery, and encourage the retention of fat around critical areas. This response can counteract even the most disciplined attempts at circulation improvement or fat loss. By contrast, targeted nourishment provides the body with the signals it needs to unlock these systems safely, allowing arteries to relax, endothelial cells to function efficiently, and blood to flow more freely to the legs and other extremities. Precision nourishment combines several mechanisms that act together to enhance vascular health. Protein from fish, nuts, and seeds preserves muscle mass, which is crucial for circulation because active muscle tissue helps pump blood and maintain vascular tone. Micronutrients such as magnesium, potassium, vitamin E, and B vitamins support enzymatic reactions and endothelial signaling, ensuring that blood vessels can respond dynamically to the demands of the body. Omega-3 fatty acids reduce chronic inflammation, calming the chemical environment that would otherwise promote arterial stiffness and plaque formation. These effects work together to enhance the flexibility of arteries, allowing oxygen and nutrients to reach tissues efficiently, while reducing the sensation of heaviness or cramps or fatigue in the legs. The concept of synergy is central to this approach. Foods rich in antioxidants, anti-inflammatory compounds, and healthy fats do not act in isolation. They communicate collectively with the body's systems, reinforcing each other's benefits. While fasting may force the body into a temporary state of repair, it often comes at the cost of elevated stress hormones, muscle breakdown, and metabolic slowdown, particularly in older adults. Precision nourishment achieves similar or superior outcomes by providing consistent, low-stress signals that encourage the body to maintain circulation, reduce arterial inflammation, and optimize endothelial function over time. Beyond biochemical effects, precision nourishment influences long-term adherence and lifestyle sustainability. Extreme deprivation is difficult to maintain and often triggers cycles of overeating or fatigue, undermining vascular health and general well-being. In contrast, intentional, targeted consumption fosters a sense of safety, energy, and confidence. The body responds not with defense, but with adaptation, gradually improving the function of arteries, capillaries, and leg muscles. Circulation becomes more efficient, oxygen delivery improves, and the legs regain a vitality that allows for increased mobility, endurance, and quality of life. For those over 60, this approach highlights a fundamental principle. The body responds more powerfully to nourishment than to deprivation. By consistently supplying foods that support circulation and vascular repair, arteries begin to unclog, inflammation diminishes, and blood flow to the legs improves. Over weeks and months, the effects accumulate, producing a steady and sustainable improvement in mobility, energy, and overall vascular resilience, demonstrating that thoughtful, targeted nutrition can outperform extreme interventions and restore health in a profound and lasting way.